Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Here I am. Now I'm at part 3. This here canvas that I'm using is now, I started it yesterday, which, on part 1, you've seen that I glued down, first I put some chipboard die cuts down, and then I, put some just this and that, different things I have out of my junk drawer. And then I painted the whole thing with black gesso. I used this here, Bob Ross black gesso. I didn't buy it. It was given to me because, I bet it was expensive. I don't know. But anyway, but I painted it all with black gesso and, let it dry overnight. And so it dried. Everything that you see black, that's what dried overnight. Then this morning I got up and I started adding more things. All of these letters and these little shapes are all grunge board. I have like grunge boards that I had bought at Tuesday morning and I never knew what I was going to do with them. And so now I've used some of them on here. The grunge boards, that's with the letters and some of these shapes. And I added some of these little metal, there's 4 or 5 of these little metal charms there. And then these rings, they were given to me by my friend Donna, who came down from New Hampshire to hand deliver me some Happy Meal. And these rings were actually something that they use in the medical field because she's a operating room nurse, and these rings are something they use in the operations. But these ones had never seen, no bodily fluids have ever been on these. So she brought me a bunch of them. So I've got those glued on there now. And so got hot glue strings everywhere. But here's some of those fake wedding rings I put on there. This is a black piece of a broken jewelry, and but now it's getting thicker and heavier, and I mean not real heavy, but it's getting really 3-dimensional now. I'm still adding a few things. So now I have my button box. This is my button box, which it has a few other things besides buttons. I've been putting buttons in here since, I don't know, some of them I carried over on the ark. So there's some, I just love hanging the buttons. I'm sorry, some people don't. I just realized that some people don't like noise. I've had a couple of comments of people that they told me they don't like the noise of like things touching my glass mat and stuff. So I'm going to be more observant or something about that I try not to make so much noise, but noise doesn't bother me. So see, I just assume that it will not bother other people either. But anyway, so I'll still be making noise because that's how I am, but I'm going to try not to make so much. So now I'm going to start with buttons. I've got lots of different kinds of buttons. So I'm going to put buttons on here too. These shank buttons, boy, is it getting windy outside. My friend said to me this morning that we're expecting some bad weather. I don't ever watch the news, so she keeps me apprised of what's happening, with the weather. And boy, is it getting windy. She told me it was going to be bad, and so I'm thinking she might be right when I hear that weather. But anyway, that wind. But now what I'm going to do is I'm just adding some buttons now, because this and I'm getting more layering going on now. There's now, at first it was just like flat. Everything was still flat. But now it's getting more layered. And like this button you see, it's not flat on there. It's on there on a tilt. Oh, here in my button box is a gear. I gotta put that on there. When I put metal, hot glue onto metal, I don't put it onto the metal. I put it down and put the metal on it. Because otherwise, boy, does that just burn your finger off. Well, it doesn't burn it off. But okay, well, I don't know why I'm actually even looking at the buttons, because they're all going to be black. And so you can actually put the glue down and then put the button or the embellishment on. I don't want to use actually the real vintage looking buttons, because they're just going to be painted black anyway. Oh, here's a really big one. This one should be a good button. Button, who's got the button? So I'm just going to get a lot of these. See, these are vintage looking buttons, aren't they? They are vintage. Now, see, some things, and these are vintage buttons. And so I'll keep those for something special. Special. I get, some things I can tell are vintage, and because you can tell they're all discolored and stuff. So they've been around for a long time now. But like one thing I sell in my Etsy is lace. Now my lace, I don't know. Some of it, like I'm going to be putting up in the next couple of days. I get my lazy butt up and do it. I'm going to put up some vintage style lace packages. So I call it vintage style because I have no way of knowing if it is vintage or not. So when you see those things on my Etsy store, and you'll see that I say vintage style. So then that means that the colors are going to be vintage and the style is going to be vintage. But I noticed some people sell vintage lace, and I looked at some of them, but I don't know how they figure out that it's vintage. And so I can't call mine vintage because I don't know if it's vintage. Because I buy it. Some of it I have bought years and years ago, and I'm vintage. Maybe. So I don't know. So I just don't know. I don't know. But yeah, that'll be up on my shop. That'll be up on my shop. And now that I mentioned in one of my vids, see how cool I am? I called it a vid. In one of my videos, I mentioned, when I was putting these, die cuts, chipboard die cuts, I said just that I used to sell them on Etsy, which I did. I sold like bunches of them on Etsy. And so now people are saying, well, I wish you would sell them now. No, I didn't sell them on Etsy. I sold them on eBay. And they said, well, I wish you would sell them now. So I may make up a couple of collections. I probably won't make like a whole lot because it really puts a strain on my dies to cut a lot of chipboard. And so I won't do too many of them, but I will for some of the folks because I just like to do what people like for me to do. I like to please people. That's what I'm a people pleaser, I guess. I'm just cutting the shanks off of some of these. Some of these are nice, like a cool shape, the button. And so cut the shank off. Let me get that shank off. Let me scoot that over a little bit there. And, oh, this is the umbrella. Now I'm gonna, let me see. This is really a mismatch of things. I don't know how it's gonna turn out in the end. And I'm kind of thinking maybe I should have had a focal point. I think I should have. And who knows, I might still come up with a focal point that'll sit somewhere. But I'm not sure if that will happen yet because I'm not sure of much of anything. I'm not sure of much of anything. I'm still just playing in my buttons. Okay, now, let me see. Is that enough buttons? I don't know. Actually, see, the buttons, they're all going to look the same when I get done with this because they're all going to be black. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to be, I'm almost thinking, I have a can of black spray paint. And I'm kind of thinking that if I spray paint it, I'd be more apt to get in all the cracks and crevices easier than if I were to brush it. And so that's what I think I might do is just spray paint it. I'll see how that works. I'm not sure how it's going to work. If I spray paint it but then still I'm going to go over it with more color because then I don't want it just to be solid black. I want it to be, oh, you know what some people do, what they call finnabair or finnabar or something? And that is just awesome looking. Well, I've looked at the finnabair supplies and they're quite pricey. So I know I won't use the supplies that are sold by finnabair, but I want it to sort of look like that anyway. I want it to sort of look finnabairish or finnabarish or whatever, which is a really awesome look in my humble opinion. And so we're going to see how that goes. And this is, you'll see as I work along that this is just really, I don't know what I'm doing. Except all I know is it's my style of artwork. And my kids thinks my art is awesome, so that's what matters. As long as the hubster believes it and my children believe it, then I believe it. But you know what? I'm having fun. I'm having fun. I'm staying busy. I am not going to all the saloons, dancing on the tables with my red high-heeled shoes. And so then that means that I'm doing good. Okay. And like this stuff that I've got on here, the canvas came for 50 cents at the thrift shop. That's where the canvas came from. And everything else on here, well, the glue. I had to buy the glue. The glue is something. And but you don't have to spend an arm and a leg to. I was just watching Amber I think her channel's called Amber Crafts. And she did a series of back to basics. And where everything she uses is a basic supply. I have heard, I have seen comments and I have heard on live videos and such. I have heard, people say I don't have any supplies, so I can't do that kind of crafting. And oh my goodness sakes, it's okay if you don't have supplies because you really do have supplies. They're in your house all over the place. And you just have to see them. And, like all of this stuff, I mean, it's just junk jewelry, junk stuff. These letters, yes, I did buy them at the Tuesday morning, but they were like dirt cheap. And I mean, you don't have to have even that kind of thing. I mean, each, and each of these things has a story even. Like these rings, I told you I got them from my nurse friend. And this is this is off of a zipper pull right there. A zipper, broken zipper. If a zipper breaks, put it in your junk drawer. If you have buttons, put them in your junk drawer. This is a screw right here. This is an old key. Put it in your junk drawer. A clothespin. Start saving up silly things that you would think you'd never use. Broken watch. I think I got 1, 2, or 3. I think I got 3 broken watches on here. Yeah, there's one there. There's one there. There's one. They're just broken watches, and this is watch band. This is all, this was made from pull tabs off of a can. And now, like, I'm putting buttons. And, here. Now, this is what I wanted to do. I was going to do these. These are acorn tops. These were brought to me also by Donna, who came down from New Hampshire. She even brought me a jar full of acorn tops. And I'm going to put a few of them on there. Acorn tops. There's so many things even in nature. You can go pick them up out of your yard. Pieces of twigs out of the trees. How pretty. I mean, so many awesome things. And, that God has given to you. Yeah, they're out there. And you can go pick up so many things. And so, and then if you let your friends and your family and your neighbors know to save you their stuff. I was going to say junk, but it's not junk. It's valuable stuff. And, you might have an old pocketbook that's got stuff on the pocketbook that you could look at it and see. You can, tear parts off of it and use the leather or the, whatever it's made out of, even if it's fake leather. Use that part. Use that for a journal cover. Gosh, you could probably even take out an old pair of shoes. Maybe. I need to take apart an old pair of shoes. But there is so much that you can find to use for your art projects. And if you can recycle things and make a whole art project out of recycled items or found items, you know what? I think it has more character and it has more feeling. than if you go out and buy all those expensive supplies. And so we all would love to have the expensive supplies because there is some neat stuff out there. These two are glued together. They're stuck together just as they came in nature. Put those right there. And yeah, we would all love to have, excuse me, all of those very expensive, really nice supplies. We really would. But I think most most of us really appreciate what we get for, other people's junk is my treasures, in my opinion. And so, yeah, my neighbors know. They know to save me. Um, my friends, they know what to save for me because I'm gonna use it. And so, and I find something to use it in. I'll find something to use most anything in. So now I got these acorn tops put around. And see, this is just stuff that I've added now to, after I put that first coat of black. And the reason why I didn't go with wait till I was completely done before putting the black gesso on is because once I went ahead and because of all the colors up, I am just wrapping this glue strings. That's a lot of, look at that glue string. That's a lot of glue string. I'm gonna glue that wad of glue string right down on there. Right there. I'll glue that wad of glue string. But yeah, so yes, keep that in mind that anything in the world, there's just, the kitchen sink might be a little big to put on here, but there is just so much that you have in your house, and I am sure if I come to your house, I could find a lot of stuff. Just give me free roam of your house, and I will find things, beautiful things, just beautiful. Okay, now I'm thinking that I have enough for now. Now this might not be the finishing bit still. This may not be the finishing bit still. So now you see me add buttons, and you've seen that I add them acorn tops. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over this again with my black gesso. And I'm going to cover this whole thing now with my black gesso. And it's going to take all day for it to dry, most likely. But, geez, look at that. Looks like the spiders hit that. But, it'll take all day for this to dry. And so I probably won't get back to it till maybe this evening, maybe tomorrow. And so, but I'm excited about getting further on here. And to just show you that I don't know much is I'm going to go ahead and look up some more videos to watch even this afternoon while this is drying good. I'm going to even look up more videos as to how people have got the colors to pop on these things. And I still do think my finishing black is going to be with spray paint. I think. I'm not sure about that. But I'm just thinking because there's so many places to get under and such like that, that I think that my that spray paint might be a way to go. But okay, so let me see. I'm gonna read to you because I read to you every every video. This time I'm going to use my Louise Hay Heart Thoughts, a treasury of inner wisdom. And I always just kind of like, just kind of flip through. Let's do this one. This one's about New Year's resolutions. Okay, this is not New Year's Day, but you know what? It's the first day of the rest of your life. So you can do a New Year's resolution every day, because every day is a day is the first day of your new year. Okay, so what I'm going to read, this one, it says, this year I do the mental work for change. Make this your new motto. I go for the joy. Life is here for me to enjoy today. Many of you start New Year's resolutions on the first of the year, but because you don't make internal changes, the resolutions fall away very quickly. Until you make the inner changes and are willing to do some mental work, nothing out there is going to change. The only thing you need to change is a thought. Only a thought. Even self-hatred is only hating a thought you have about yourself. What can you do for yourself this year in a positive way? What would you like to do this year and did not do last year? What would you like to let go of this year that you clung to so tightly last year? What would you like to change in your life? Are you willing to do the work that will bring about those changes? And there you go. It's all in a thought. And like I say, you don't have to wait till January 1st to start your new year. Your new year starts today. So that is our little heart thoughts for today. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to be painting black paint on this. I'm going to go with the black gesso again. My brush is in the kitchen, so I have to go in there to get my brush. And then I'm going to come back. This is going to then dry, so I won't be back till maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow with the next part. But this is part 3. And I'm really looking forward to see how this turns out. Okay, I love you all. Thank you all for coming. You all are looking wonderful today. And I look forward to seeing you again very soon. I ask God to watch over you today, every step you take and every move you make. And I will see you on the next video. God bless.